Hello everyone, welcome to Sentence Diagramming 101. This is exercise 3E, so we are diagramming the SLVSC. We're going to have some subject complements and linking verbs and such. So let's start. We've got Kevin Smith, he's our subject, linking verb. He is Silent Bob, subject complement. So this is going to be nice and easy. So we have Kevin Smith is, and then he is Silent Bob. Done. All right, Holden and Banky, we got a compound subject here, a coordinating conjunction, and they are, what are they? Oh, they're lifelong friends, subject complement, adjective, telling me what kind of friends. And and they're authors, of a popular comic book in Chasing Amy. So this tells me what kind of authors they are, so it's an adjective of a popular comic book. And then in Chasing Amy tells me where, so it's an adverb telling me where they are, right? So this one goes all the way back to the are, whereas this one just tells me about the authors. Really, it goes with friends and authors, but they're not friends of a popular comic book. They're authors of a popular comic book. So, all right, let me see if I can squeak this one in here. So I've got Holden and Banky. There we go. Put a little and in there. And then what are they? They are, and then they are, gonna get close. They're friends, they're lifelong friends. And they're authors. And then off of authors, I'm gonna put it over here, but it would go right here, right? And they are authors of a book. It is a book, it is a popular book, and it is a comic book. And then, they are in, I'm just going to do CA because we are out of space. So in Chasing Amy. Hopefully later on we have more space on these. Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, again, we got a compound subject, and then they were, what were they? They were stars. And then in many late 1990s and early 2000s. So we got a compound prepositional phrase here, and it's adverb because it's telling me when, right? Or in many. Okay, so where, doesn't matter. Still, when, where, how, all of it is an adverb, so we're still in the clear. All right, I'm going to do JM here because I feel like I'm going to run out of room. Kevin Smith. Little dot dot dot. I'm just gonna do a plus, but you would write and. Okay, and then they were, and then I'm gonna put they were stars, and then they were stars in, and now I'm gonna have to do a little rocket ship. Whoosh. In what? And then, oh no, I did it. See, I should have looked ahead. All right. Actually, I'm gonna run out of room, but it's in films, and then what kind of films? I'm gonna move this over here so you can see what happened. But so films, and really what it is the compound that you have here is adjectives. Excuse me. This is gonna get ugly. So we know that they are 1990s films. And then later on, we know that they are 2000s films. Now, we know that they are early 2000s films. So when you modify, you do one of those. Now, we haven't covered this yet, but I guess here we are. So it's late 1990s. And then what else? We have many. All right, so in many films. So it's many films. It is 1990s films. It is late 1990s. It is 2000 films. It is early 2000s. Now, these two things are compounds, so we need to put an and there. So I don't know if you can see my little messy thing, but that's what it would look like. If you want to check the answer key where there's still images for all of these, you can see it laid out in a little bit more space, but hopefully you left yourself some room on this one. In the future, the textbook itself has a lot more space. These are just early ones, so yeah, not enough room. Okay, moving on to number 4, Jay and Silent Bob's plans. So those are subject, and then Jay and Silent Bob both are describing the plans. So those are both adjectives. And we have compound adjectives. So we'll do the same thing that we did right here, but in the front. And then they are, and then what are they? They are failures. And then they are humorous failures, so it's an adjective. And then in Mallrats tells me where the failures are, so it's an adverb. Okay. So we have the plans, and we know that the plans are, and we know the plans are failures. We know that they are humorous failures. If you've seen the movie, it's kind of funny. And then we know that they are in Mallrats. I'm just going to do MR, otherwise I'm going to run out of space. Now we have Jay and Silent Bob. So they are Jay's plans, and then they are Silent Bob's plans. And then I'm going to put an and here because that's a compound adjective situation. Now we've got Kevin Smith was, and then what was he? Oh, he was the producer. The executive producer, adjective. What kind of producer? And then of Good Will Hunting was what kind of producer again, so an adjective. See, this one I have lots of room. So I can say Kevin Smith. He was, what was he? He was the producer. He was an executive producer. And then he was the producer of Good Will Hunting. All right, and that is exercise 3E. So we have diagrammed the SLVSCs.